Hey OKC community, today I'm going to be talking about emotional health, which is something I'm really passionate about. The other day I saw on Instagram this meme. It was a graph and it had on one side what I thought I would be doing in COVID-19, and it had things like being productive and learning new things. And I had on this side this giant bar and it was like anxiety, fear, feeling overwhelmed, all these things. So I think that this is something we've all felt at some point during this moment that we've all had together. And I just want to speak to that today. And I hope that this, more than anything, helps you to process your emotional health and give more of it to God today. I'm going to give you 3 things that I hope will help you process this moment. Number 1 is how to be and do as a person. Here is something that I hope will help you understand this. So we all have what's called a doing mind and a being mind. And I think that what God wants for us is something in the middle of that, rhythms of both of these things in our lives constantly. It's so important as a Christian to be on call, to take action. So this is so important, but also to sit with God and to sit with other people. So both of these things are so important. And I think we all lean towards one thing or another when we're stressed. And if you're kind of leaning this way today and you're being mind, and you're just feeling really stressed and feel like you can't get up and be productive and can't do things, I just want to know that God sees you and that is okay. But also that there are tons of studies that just getting up and doing little things, getting a glass of water, brushing your teeth, can work wonders for your mental health. So I just pray that you would do little things like that and see what God does. And if you're in this today, like me and probably like so many others, and you're just constantly trying to be productive, going from one thing to the next to kind of fill your thoughts, God wants you to just sit with him. He wants you to just be with him. And if that's something that's really hard for you, there's an app by John Eldredge that's called 1 Minute Pause. And it helps you kind of meditate throughout the day, 1 minute at a time from a Christian perspective. So I just hope that you'll download that. It's free if that's something that you struggle with. Number 2 is that you do not have to carry everything. I hope that you hear me when I say this. You can care about things and not carry them. Something that John Eldredge says is that your soul is village-sized, that you aren't meant to care about every single thing that you see on social media, something that someone tells you. Matthew 11:30 says that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And I hope that you talk that over yourself today and realize that you weren't meant to carry this massive burden. I pray that you would take a deep breath in and out and say, Lord, everyone and everything I give to you. And do that throughout the day. After you get out of a business meeting, after you do whatever you do, just practice saying that in a rhythm of saying that to the Lord, knowing that you can give things to him and he doesn't want you to carry that. Number 3 is to practice naming your emotions very specifically. So instead of just saying really general things, I'm sad, I'm having a bad day, practice saying them very specifically. I am frustrated today. And I think the reason why we don't do this, we don't sit and name our emotions so specifically, is because we're afraid of what God will think of us. We're afraid of what we will think of ourselves if we do this. But I just want to read this over you. Psalm 139, 1-4. You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all of my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, Lord, you know it completely. And I just want to encourage you today that God knows you. You can't hide anything from him, and I don't want you to hide anything from him. I pray that that would encourage you to really sit with your emotions, figure them out, name them, because studies show the more specific we are in naming our emotions, the easier it is to process them and overcome them. So sit with the Lord, name your emotions, be honest with yourself. I pray that today that this was encouraging to you, that you would pick one of these 3 things, which I'll name again, figuring out how to do and be. You don't have to carry everything. And number 3, to name your emotions. I pray that you would pick one of these 3 and practice it and mull over it and pray about it. And just know that if you are struggling with emotional health, we care about you. We want to help you. Please reach out to us. And we love you. I cannot wait to see you guys again.